Have you ever considered the possibility that aliens exist and have made the moon their construction site? Picture it. A world beyond our own, a lunar landscape buzzing with extraterrestrial activity. A place where the unknown becomes known, where the line between science fiction and reality blurs. This isn't the plot of a blockbuster movie. It's the claim made by a man named Ingo Swann, a man with a story so extraordinary it could change our understanding of the universe. If this question intrigues you, the story of Ingo Swann will astound you. Ingo Swann, an enigma of a man, claimed to possess psychic abilities. Swann was born in Telluride, Colorado in 1933, and from an early age, he was different. As a child, he began to experience extraordinary phenomena that he couldn't explain, visions of distant places, insights into people's thoughts, phenomena that most of us would call psychic. As Swann grew older, his abilities didn't wane but instead intensified. It was these abilities that caught the attention of the Central Intelligence Agency. In the shadowy world of espionage and counterintelligence, the CIA was always on the lookout for an edge, and Swann, with his unique skills, might just provide that. Swann was brought into the fold, and his claims of psychic abilities were put to the test. The results? Well, they were impressive enough to get him involved in a top-secret project. The CIA saw potential in Swann's abilities, and soon he found himself working on a top-secret project. The Stargate Project, a code name that would forever change Swann's life. The Stargate Project, a clandestine operation, was a U.S. initiative that aimed to investigate the potential for psychic phenomena in military and domestic applications. The program was established in the 1970s and spanned over 2 decades under various code names such as Gondola Wish, Grill Flame, and Center Lane. But it was under its most well-known moniker, the Stargate Project, that Ingo Swann would make his mark. Swann, a self-proclaimed psychic, was recruited by the Central Intelligence Agency to apply his unique abilities towards the project's goals. His role was quite intriguing. Swann was tasked with employing his claimed psychic powers to perform remote viewing, a form of extrasensory perception that allows a viewer to perceive distant or unseen targets. Swann's targets were no ordinary locations. He was instructed to direct his remote viewing to the final frontier, space, more specifically the dark side of the moon, the side that's perpetually turned away from Earth, shrouded in mystery and the unknown. A perfect breeding ground for conspiracy theories and, as Swann would claim, alien activity. The process of remote viewing, as described by Swann, was an intense exercise of the mind. He would enter a state of deep meditation, transcending the physical limitations of human perception. He would then navigate his consciousness across the vast expanse of space, reaching out to the unseen corners of our universe. And what did he find? Well, that's where the story takes an even more fascinating turn. Swann claimed to have seen structures on the moon, structures that were not of human origin. He reported seeing complex networks of buildings and machinery, evidence of intelligent life beyond our world. Swann's work in the Stargate Project led him to make a startling revelation. A revelation that would challenge our understanding of the universe and our place within it. A revelation about extraterrestrial life and their not-so-friendly intentions. This was the beginning of a new chapter in Swann's life, a chapter filled with alien bases, secret moon operations, and a chilling prophecy about our future encounters with these extraterrestrial beings. Swann claimed to have remote viewed the dark side of the moon, and what he saw was nothing short of extraordinary. Ingo Swann, a man who claimed to possess psychic abilities, said he had remote viewed the moon's far side, a region hidden from our earthly gaze. And what he saw wasn't barren landscapes or the chilly emptiness of space. No, he described structures, buildings, and what he believed to be alien bases. Now, this might sound like the plot of a sci-fi movie, but according to Swann, it was all too real. He described these bases with a level of detail that was eerie. To him, these alien structures were not relics or silent testimonies of a long-gone civilization. They were active, bustling with extraterrestrial activity. And how did the CIA react to these extraordinary claims? Well, the reaction was a mixed bag. Some dismissed Swann's revelations as fanciful delusions, the product of an overactive imagination. Others, however, found his accounts intriguing, even compelling. They couldn't simply ignore the fact that Swann had accurately remote-viewed earthly locations in the past. The public's reaction was even more varied. There were those who were captivated by Swann's accounts, believers who were convinced that we were not alone in the universe. Others, the skeptics, rolled their eyes at the thought of alien moon bases. They questioned the credibility of Swann's claims, pointing out the lack of physical evidence, but through it all, Swann stood firm. He never wavered in his claims, never backed down from his story. He maintained that he had seen these alien bases on the moon's dark side, and no amount of skepticism or ridicule could make him recant his story. Whether you believe in Swann's claims or dismiss them as science fiction, one thing is clear. His story has left an indelible mark on our collective imagination, adding a new layer of mystery to our lunar neighbor. Swann's claims were met with skepticism, but he remained unwavering in his story. In 2006, the CIA released documents confirming Swann's participation in the Stargate Project. This public admission by one of the world's most secretive organizations was a turning point. It was now official. The Central Intelligence Agency had indeed dabbled in the realm of the paranormal. These documents were not mere scribbles on a notepad. They were detailed accounts of Project Stargate, and within them the name of Ingo Swann emerged repeatedly. His role as a central figure in the project was undeniable. The man who claimed to have psychic abilities to see beyond what the ordinary human eye could see was not just a fanciful storyteller. He was a key player in a covert operation that sought to explore the uncharted territories of the mind and the universe. The release of these documents sparked a resurgence of interest in Swann's claims. Suddenly, the tales that once seemed like science fiction were now grounded in reality. People started to ask, if the CIA believed in Swann's abilities enough to employ him in such a high-stakes project, could his other claims also hold water? Among these was his most explosive revelation, the existence of alien bases on the moon. Swann claimed that during his remote viewing sessions he had seen structures on the dark side of the moon, structures that were not of human origin. He spoke of extraterrestrials, not as distant possibilities but as present realities. With the CIA confirmation of Swann's involvement in the Stargate Project, these claims no longer seemed so outlandish. After all, if one part of his story was true, why couldn't the rest be? It's important to note, however, that the CIA documents don't confirm the existence of alien bases on the moon. They merely confirm Swann's participation in the Stargate Project, but they do give credence to his claims, opening up a world of possibilities and sparking a debate that continues to this day. The confirmation of Swann's involvement in the Stargate Project has left many wondering what else might be true. What if Swann really did see alien bases on the moon? And if so, what does that mean for us? According to Swann, the aliens he saw on the moon were not friendly. This statement, as chilling as it is intriguing, raises 1,000 questions. If these extraterrestrial beings are indeed unfriendly, what does that mean for us? What are the implications, not just for our understanding of life beyond Earth, but for our very existence? Swann's claims paint a picture of a universe that is not only teeming with life, but also fraught with potential danger. The extraterrestrials he described were not the benevolent, peace-seeking entities often depicted in pop culture. Instead, he described them as aloof, indifferent, and potentially hostile. These were not beings intent on establishing diplomatic relations with their earthly neighbors. Rather, they seemed more interested in their own mysterious lunar projects. Could these unfriendly aliens pose a threat to us? It's a disconcerting thought, but one that Swann's revelations force us to consider. After all, if there is one thing that history has taught us, it's that when two civilizations come into contact, the less advanced one often finds itself at a disadvantage. If these aliens are advanced enough to establish bases on the moon, what could that mean for humanity? Of course, it's important to remember that these are just claims. Despite the intrigue and potential implications, we have yet to find hard evidence of extraterrestrial life, let alone hostile moon-dwelling aliens. But Swann's allegations do serve to expand our thinking about life beyond our planet. They force us to confront the possibility that our cosmic neighbors might not be as friendly as we'd like to believe. As we continue to explore the cosmos, we must also prepare for the potential realities that await us. Whether those realities include unfriendly lunar aliens, or simply the vast emptiness of space, remains to be seen. But one thing is certain, the universe is a far more fascinating place than we could ever have imagined. If Swann's claims are true, we may not be alone in the universe, and our cosmic neighbors may not be as friendly as we hope. The story of Ingo Swann raises more questions than it answers. His tale, as fantastical as it may sound, forces us to confront the possibility of extraterrestrial life. Swann's claims of alien bases on the moon, verified by the CIA's Stargate Project, challenges our understanding of the universe and our place within it. It asks us to consider the unknown, the unexplored, and the unimaginable. As we gaze up at the moon, we are left to wonder what else might be out there.